What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we'll be looking at the Marvel Select Destroyer figure. And here's a quick look at him in the packaging. It's the same Marvel Select packaging that usually comes with Marvel Select figures, and the Destroyer figure is really big, so he takes up most of the packaging. It looks really good in there. And then you're able to see the Odin head that it comes with and the Odin sword. In the front there you have some Destroyer artwork, and on the side you can see that it says Marvel Select Destroyer. And then on the side you have some nice looking Destroyer artwork. And then on the back you get a look at the figure, and it also gives you a look at the Marvel Select Classic Thor and Marvel Select Savage Hulk. And then you got this cool description about the Destroyer and Odin wearing the Destroyer armor. And then the coolest thing on the back of this package is the fact that it gives credit to the sculptor John St. John. And I really like when they do that, so that's awesome. So that's it for the packaging. Like I said before, it's a standard Marvel Select packaging. It's not collector friendly, so you can't open it up and put the figure back in or anything like that. Once you open it, the figure's out and that's it. The packaging is pretty cool. Some people like to display Marvel Select figures on their side in like a bookshelf kind of style, because you got that cool side art. So yeah, the packaging is cool, but yeah, you can't open the figure up or put it back in or anything like that. So that's it. Now let's take a look at the articulation. So his head is able to go side to side. And then it's got a little bit of tilt to it. It can't really go down too much. It only goes down about that much there. And it could come up about that much. And then he's got an ab joint that twists a pretty good amount. You get it to twist okay. And can't really tilt too much. Tilts a little bit though. And it doesn't really crunch too much at all either. And then he's got a waist swivel. And then his shoulder pads are articulated, so you could kind of move them out of the way. They could swivel around. So that's pretty cool. Then he's got ball jointed shoulders. And we'll pull this off real fast. He's got ball jointed shoulders, so his arms can go all the way around without the shoulder pad there. And then he's got upper bicep swivel. He's got single jointed elbows. He's got a swivel at the hand. The joints are a little tight, but he's got a swivel at the hand. And then his hand could also hinge up and down. Now for his legs, they come out to the front about that much. Oops. Then they could go back about that much. Well, it can't go back at all actually. It just gets straight up like that. Then they could come out to the side, only about that much. And then he's got an upper thigh swivel. He's got single jointed knees. There's no lower leg swivel, but his feet do rock side to side, as you can see here. And they do tilt forward about that much. Then they tilt back about that much. He's a little hard to handle because of the spikes and stuff like that, and Marvel Select figures, a lot of times their joints are just a little bit tighter, so. But yeah, he's got a pretty good amount of articulation, pretty much all the articulation you'd want for a Destroyer figure. And for his accessories, he comes with two different heads, and the first head here is the Destroyer head, just the classic Destroyer head, and then he comes with the Odin head. And then he comes with the Odin sword. And this is really, really nice. You can see a lot of sculpted details all through here. And as for the paint, it's just painted gray. You know, it's not really shiny or anything. It has a little bit of a metallic look to it, but not very much. But yeah, the sculpt work on here is really, really nice. It looks cool. And then it's gold. It has a little bit of a black wash that you could see on there, but not much. But the coolest thing about this sword is the sculpt, definitely. And for some size comparisons, here he is next to a couple different Marvel Select Thor figures. And here he is next to Marvel Select Spectacular Spider-Man and Bandai Samurai Spider-Man. And here he is next to a Hasbro Marvel Legends Thor and a Toy Biz Marvel Legends Thor. And in my opinion, I think he might be a little bit too big for Marvel Legends. Maybe as the Destroyer, it kind of works if you're okay with. Actually I don't think it's oversized when it comes to just being the Destroyer. I think he might work for your Marvel Legends. I know Marvel Select figures aren't intended to be mixed in with Marvel Legends, but I know some people like to do that. So yeah, he might work for the Destroyer as you know, your Marvel Legends Destroyer. But I really don't think that he'll work as your Marvel Legends Destroyer Odin. As you can see here, once you put the Odin head on, it looks like it's too big for Marvel Legends. And here he is next to Marvel Select Juggernaut. And here he is next to Marvel Select Age of Ultron Hulk. So here's a closer look at his head sculpt. And man, I think John St. John killed it with this one. I mean, look at all the wrinkles and the facial hair and the eye patch. Everything looks amazing. And they did really good paint work on it too. You can see that there's a brown wash throughout his face. It looks like real skin. And yeah, it looks great. Same thing with the hair. You know, it's white with the gray wash. It looks really nice. The only thing that there's a few flaws, like on his lips. You could see that some of the paint from the mustache got onto his top lip. You could see that a little bit. And then on his eye, as you could see, it's way off to the side. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, because I kind of feel like it makes sense for it to be a little off like that. And I mean, it looks cool. Just like that, it looks pretty cool. But I just don't know if it was intended to be like that. I haven't seen enough pictures of other people's figure to see if that's how all of them came out or what. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not too mad about the eye. I'm just not sure if it was intentional. But yeah, everything else about it looks really, really good. They did a good job. And then with the regular Destroyer head, they did a really good job too. You know, it's a pretty simple design and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they nailed it. It looks really good. I kind of feel like it would have looked cool if his eyes kind of looked like they were lighting up. But I don't know, maybe not. I'm happy with the way it is, but I think that would have been kind of cool to see. I wonder if maybe they'll put out one with an alternate head with eyes that look like they're lit up. We'll see. Sometimes Marvel Select does stuff like that. But yeah, I think they nailed the look that they were going for here, and yeah, it definitely looks like classic Destroyer, so that's very cool. And let's take a closer look at the sculpt of the figure. Yeah, the Destroyer isn't like an incredibly complex design or anything like that. You know, it was pretty simple. But again, just like I mentioned with the head sculpt, they nailed it with everything. You got the spikes here on the side, and you know, you got some like metallic gray paint work on there, and it looks really good. I like the way they did the shoulder pad thing, where you could shift it out of the way. I think that's cool. And another thing that's really cool is because of the Destroyer armor, its design has all these lines. All the swivels are hidden really nice. Like, I mean, obviously you could see that there, but you know, like here at his upper thigh, it's hidden. You know, that's pretty cool. Right at his waist, it's hidden. I think that's awesome. But yeah, it's very, very cool. It's like I said, it's a simple design, really similar to Ultron. Ultron's a really simple design, but Marvel Select killed it with Ultron, and the same thing here. They definitely killed it with this Destroyer figure. Marvel Select and John St. John did an amazing job. I'm really happy with this guy. But yeah, you got all these like all this is sculpted right here. All these rivets, or I don't know if you want to call them rivets, but whatever they are, they're sculpted. And you got them all in the back here. It's very cool. Got some spikes on the knuckles here. And yeah, really great stuff. So overall, I really, really like this figure. I think that Marvel Select did an amazing job on this guy. It has everything that you'd want for a Destroyer figure. It doesn't have like a crazy amount of articulation, but it has what it needs. It has enough for Destroyer. It's very cool that it came with this Odin head and the Odin sword. And yeah, it's just great. Marvel Select always kills it when they do like the classic Marvel characters. You know, I really love this figure. They did a great job on Ultron, Venom, Carnage, a bunch of cool stuff. I really hope that they continue to do the classic Marvel comic stuff. I'd really like to see them do like Awesome Android or Man-Thing or something cool like that. I've always wanted them to do a classic Vision, but yeah, who knows if they'll ever do that. But yeah, man, I really love this figure, and I can't believe like you go to a comic book store and get it for like 25 bucks. It's so worth it. I mean, there's very few lines out there that'll give you this much in a figure for 25 bucks. You know, NECA, they do pretty good and stuff like that, but I mean, this figure is huge. Just looking at it, you wouldn't think that it would cost 25 bucks. It's so worth it. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this figure. Really happy to add him to my collection. Like I said before, he could maybe fit into your Marvel Legends collections if you don't mind it being like a little bit oversized. I know some people are really crazy about scale, and everyone has their different opinions on what sizes different characters are and things like that. I know for Destroyer, I never felt like he was like the size of the Hulk. I kind of figured he was just a little bit bigger than Thor. So if you're going by that, this won't work for Marvel Legends. But you know, if you like the big, huge Destroyer, kind of like how he looked in the movie, how he was just massive, you know, then maybe this will kind of work for your Marvel Legends. But I think when you throw the Odin head on there, it throws the scale way off. Then I think it really takes it out of question for Marvel Legends stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you know, some people like to mix up their Marvel Legends and Marvel Select, so I don't know. The option is there. But yeah, definitely a cool figure. I'm so happy to have him. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. And thank you very much. Peace.